So starting off trends in 2021, we'll be reviewing changes at the state and federal level for privacy and tracking. On the next slide, we're going to be specifically unpacking not only changes on the state and federal level, but then also what's happening from a perspective of individuals craving for privacy, more control of their own data. Self-regulatory changes are permitting walled gardens to frankly get higher. I'm specifically talking about Google, Facebook, Amazon, and these tools will become frankly more important tools in the marketer's toolbox. The shifting importance of contextual media, so the endemic sites are really getting their time in the sun back as marketers are relying from signals of content versus environment or targetability from third-party cookies. And really the ever-growing importance of owned media. The media professionals' POV here is talking about our clients' data, about their own clients. So activating upon that data as much as possible, as it's frankly the cleanest and most robust data sets a lot of our clients have about, again, their own clients. So opinions regarding privacy and the government's role in reform are frankly at an all-time high. 58% of Democrats and 54% of Republicans said Congress should make big tech regulation a priority. The incoming Biden administration does have a stated roadmap to address, but these court battles ultimately do take years and years. One of the largest breaking up of antitrust and anti-competitive or anti-competition lawsuits by the FTC, Microsoft from 1998 to 2002, it took many, many years to get on the back end of that. So the Biden administration is looking to move to broaden the definition of what constitutes monopolistic behavior, and the federal government and state attorneys general will formulate legislation and regulation accordingly. Now, that's not to say that different states are already moving forward in different capacities to address this for their own consumers. In November 2020, voters approved Proposition 24, the California Privacy Rights Act, also known as CCPA, by a 12-point margin, a very large margin compared to other similar laws or other laws that were on the books at that specific point in time. Democrats and Republicans really differ on the regulation's two main sticking points: redemption or preemption of state laws like California's, and a private rights action, which will allow individuals to sue for damages. So the nuances of state by state that are imparting regulations on media professionals do change, but in spirit and in whole, it's really trying to adhere to what consumers are craving. On the left-hand side here, excuse me, right-hand side, by and large, the three questions asked: preferences on government regulation, reform of monopolies, and reform on data collection. Consumers are requesting and wanting the government to get involved in this. In the next slide, we're really going to be unpacking how the industry is kind of self-policing itself and is already making changes starting several years ago, in this example 2017, to already put their best foot forward and get ahead of a lot of these changes before they become laws, or a lot of these, before they become laws. So Google is hip to the consumer desire for more control of their data. Since 2017, limits on implementation of third-party targeting in the larger data marketplace has been limited. With Chrome officially sunsetting the cookie as of 2022, users will have to rely on the extremely robust privacy sandbox as an alternative to third-party data. In third-party sandbox is an amalgamation of targeting parameters, all data that we are providing Google, all of these signals, all of the way that we interact with the wide variety of Google products to target individuals moving forward. The targeting taxonomy that is available is very similar to what we're already utilizing as an industry standard. So age, demo, purchase behaviors, etc. But it's all within the targeted Google ecosystem. Advertisers will have to compensate for a little bit of loss of targeting and attribution, but we're not expecting very large swaths of issues to occur, frankly, because Google has so many data points about all of us. From both a personal standpoint as well as a marketability standpoint. And on the next slide, 2018 cookies have had large limitations within Apple's browser Safari, and the effort has evolved into the upcoming launch of App Tracking Transparency, or ATT. Functionally, this allows users of iOS to opt in and out of apps upon engagement, giving users more control on the data that organizations are housing about them. So these preferences will be front and center, and we're expecting as wide swaths of populations to opt out, being tracked across various applications. One number that was given to a recent publication is only 30% of users will actually keep their settings unchanged. 70% of individuals will have some say in exactly how they want users or organizations to track and engage with them on their digital device. The spring date given to us is under some speculation here. Some industry sources say that it'll likely be delayed again, but rely on your media counterparts at Harmelin to really keep you up to date on all of these changes. What this means for marketers is testing strategies will be required to re-benchmark media efforts to more effectively compare year over year. Specifically thinking through Facebook, almost all traffic is within the Facebook application, and this change in parameters on your cell phone, or excuse me, your mobile device, really affects that ecosystem. So we're expecting CPMs to increase, and we're going to have a concerted effort as an industry to continuously re-benchmark ourselves so we can compare 2021 to 2022 to 2018 to 2019, things like that. So when talking about cookies and having this type of presentation, one of the lowest hanging fruits is having a picture of Cookie Monster. We decided in 2021 to optimize away from Cookie Monster, and we had a World War II propaganda poster from Toll House Cookies we're really excited about. The platform-specific and governmental regulations are really pushing our industry to change. There's a lot of advertiser implications. There's a lot of marketer implications. From an inventory standpoint, we're expecting the importance of endemic sites to continue to become a larger share of our media strategy. So instead of buying audiences that have become the backbone of programmatic media, utilizing the same buying tools, but focusing a bit more on content and context, understanding that we have a good idea that media will be paired up with a specific audience based upon consumption, based upon the environment that, frankly, we know our audiences are reading or engaging with. We will have issues delivering, measuring frequency across platforms. In the next slide, we'll be getting into the walled garden conversation and how they're frankly getting much, much higher. Retargeting across walled gardens in different platforms will get more complicated. And then attribution. Closed loop attribution is near impossible outside a specific closed ecosystem. So on this next slide, understanding that these walled gardens are getting so much higher, the regulations that the government is having and the signals that they're sending these large media organizations, technology organizations, maybe not intentionally, but these changes are actually causing our walled gardens, these walled gardens to get higher. Within these closed environments, specifically Google, Facebook, and Amazon, the use of second-party data and machine learning will become and continue to be our most valuable audience. So giving the breadth of signals to these companies, each have many durable tactics to continue to reach users in a cookieless environment. Second-party data, other than durability, has a ton to offer advertisers. This data frequently comes at low or no cost. It's very quick to activate, and it's built mostly upon logged-in signals. So it's not necessarily one-to-one in most cases, but it is a high quality, very durable data segment that is not going away with the departure of cookies. And then one thing that's really important is we're working to figure this out together. All is not lost. With these major changes, both at the state government level, state and federal level, that our government's pushing, as well as the changes in procedure from our technology partners. As an industry, we're really trying to figure out how we can continue to measure and improve effectiveness in our media campaigns. So rise of media mix models, speaking from my own standpoint, working at Harmelin Media, I've seen more media mix models and media mix model engagements over the past year and a half, 2 years than I've ever had before. If we're good at anything from a marketing and media standpoint, it's creative problem solving to keep pace with seismic shifts. So I'm confident that all is not lost again. Industry leaders such as Google, the Trade Desk, they're implementing solutions that theoretically do layer on top of a lot of this. So they do have some capabilities, or have stated, or have brought to market some proof of concept ideas on how to tie various walled gardens together. So please continue to rely on your counterparts at Harmland Media to keep you abreast of these changes in order to make sure that we can work to more of a unified media measurement together. These changes are actually allowing us to go more in depth to various targeting strategies outside the cookie. So relying on context, relying on content, but then also working with our clients and understanding the own data. What data can we utilize about clients that your teams as clients already have about your customers? So understanding how we can expose unexposed audiences or develop lookalike segments from there. And then unpacking this a little further, businesses know their core audiences best. Oh, sorry, Dan, next slide. The more we can do to hone in on our customers, the better. First party can be used to remessage your audience, build lookalike audiences, capture more audiences similar to individuals we're trying to frankly engage with. But the challenge with first-party data, unfortunately, is often scale. So in the past, the third-party marketplace allowed us to really fill in the gaps that can be left by first-party targeting. But as we, as an industry, go all in to customer data management platform, CDPs, warehousing of data, turning data from data lakes into actionable intelligence together, we're confident that we'll be able to continue to market to individuals and develop very sophisticated campaigns without massive losses in attribution and really the narratives that we're providing our clients at Harmland. And then a visualization tying everything together. The Harmland's bread and butter is our diagnostic reporting when we deliver what we're seeing in a specific campaign, what we're seeing in a specific space. This is the diagnostic media metrics that we're reporting back to our stakeholders, informs these short-term optimizations. As I noted before, the media mix model, over time, the media mix models are really where Harmland tests out what we think. So in this next section, these are these advanced hypotheses to investigate learnings of marketing's relationship to the overall environment. This is where we test out hypotheses of what we think and continue to iterate, informing a CDP, the client data platform, which is the central record of media's effectiveness and the long-term implications of our collective relationships with our customers, with our clients. It focuses on what we know and how we can continue to iterate and further test, ultimately come to a unified media measurement strategy. That's what the UMM is in the middle. Now, this isn't a turnkey, we're ready to rock immediately doing this. This takes a lot of setup, a lot of different types of technology, but it's something that we're growing with our clients and really coming to together. Many of Harmland Media's clients, as I said earlier, are investing a lot into media mix models. It's really the first step to this unified media measurement for environmental understanding of what's really happening with our marketing dollars. Especially in a year like we just had. A lot of external factors impacting media's effectiveness, to say the least. And then wrapping everything up, for the short term, relying on walled gardens will continue to be key in the marketer's toolbox, specifically building off the high quality second party signals that we know for a fact will not be going away over the next several years. The first party data will continue to be imperative across marketing, brand building, and conversion campaigns. Activating upon that data will be imperative for success over time. And really working with your counterparts at Harmland Media, asking us questions about where we're moving forward, how other clients are moving forward in this very uncertain time when it comes to attribution and planning for the future from a media standpoint.